Solarity has already served hundreds of B2B customers from more than 30 countries. We have delivered more than 1 gigawatts of PV material worldwide. We, as a company, want that you focus on your business and we do the rest for you. We have excellent contact with producers of PV systems. We do the warehousing and distribution directly to your place or to of your business or to the job site. Apart from that, we have technical know-how. We provide trainings, logistics, financial services, local support and partner program for our customers. We are present on 3 continents with 7 offices. The central office is in the Prague, and we are 80 employees by now. We work on the best quality products, which are easy to sell, easy to install, and easy to perform for our customers. As you can see, our partners are top brands in PV market, such as SolarEdge, Fronius, SMA, Solax. I will not tell about everyone, but you can see them. We support and deliver to residential market, modules, inverters, energy storage systems, EV charging, mounting systems, and accessories. The same, of course, for commercial and big utility investments. Solarity, your partner, not just for the sunny days, guys. And I have one more favor to you guys. I will pull the second poll for you. Please answer it to me. What is your experience with Solarity? If you have done it, I will share the results. Thank you very much. From my side, this is everything. Now, I give the voice to Víta. Thank you and goodbye.
Good morning, guys. Nice to meet you. My name is Víta Rosík, and I will take this part about EV chargers, and we will start in general speaking about, let's say, modes for EV charging. In EV chargers, we have several modes. You can see in this scheme or diagram, we have mode number 1, which is, let's say, obsolete. We don't use it anymore. It's a direct charging from domestic socket, single phase. Then there is a mode number 2, which is charging from domestic single phase socket. You plug your, let's say, smart cable to socket and to your vehicle, to car or motorbike. There are also several types of connectors, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is for Asian cars, for example, Mitsubishi or Toyota. Type 2 is usually for rest, for European cars, let's say. Then we have mode number 3, which is our focus in this webinar. And you can see there, there is on the top is a fast charger with option to charge your car on AC basis. Basically, you will take your own cable, or you will take a cable from that EV charger, but like AC part. You will connect it to your vehicle, to your car, and start charging after some identification, payment, or some proof. Or there is a second option below. This is, let's say, Solarity Target. It's a Wallbox. So basically, you will have already cable, or you bring your own. Also, you have type 1 or type 2 connector, and you will plug your car and start charging. Let's say charging power, charging time, everything depends on several conditions. For example, household has some limitation. I mean, grid has some limitation of the power. Of course, Wallbox has some limitation, and car. Batteries in a car are DC. But we are charging, in this case, mode number 3, from AC. So basically, there is a limitation via onboard charger in EV, in electric car. So, for example, some kind of Tesla, for example, has a 22 kilowatt onboard charger. So, if you have 22 kilowatt Wallbox, you can charge your car 22 kilowatt AC, and then car will transfer it, convert it to DC. So this is the limitation. Some different car, for example, a Volkswagen E-Up will have a lower or smaller onboard charger. Then there is mode number 4, which is DC charging, and here you can see it's much faster. We will skip the limitation by onboard charger, and you will charge your car from DC, from this fast charger, to DC, to your batteries. Usually you can find these chargers in shopping malls, on highways, etc. Usually 50, 100, 150, up to 350 kilowatts. And there are a little bit different connectors. For Asian cars, you can find the Shademo connector, and for rest it's a CCS combo. In Solarity portfolio, we are focusing on Wallboxes, but also we can offer you fast charger. This webinar is not focused on these DC fast chargers, but for example, from company Wallbox, which is our partner, we can offer to you their Supernova DC fast charger. By the way, in the end of this webinar will be Q&A section, so you can type your question right now to this Q&A, and in the end of webinar I will go back to that and I will answer it for you. We will speak also about, let's say, future, about concepts, and where this segment just go right now. You can see vehicle to the grid. Maybe you already heard about it. It's let's say advanced DC charging. So first one is V1G, one direction charging, basically standard charging. Let's say today we call it smart charging. So your house will charge basically your car. And as a new feature, in future we will have also vehicle to the grid, bi-directional charging. It's a theoretically a new thing. You have to have a special Wallbox, and also your car should somehow cooperate with it. Basically, In the future, as your car will have, for example, 80 kilowatt hours battery capacity, and your residential battery right now, it's like in general, average is 10 kilowatt hours, for example. So of course your car can support your house with some storage in case you need it. Of course, there can be blackout, yeah, or basically you will charge your car somewhere else, and you have enough energy, you know about it, and you would like to use it. You don't want to pay in some time for electricity from the grid. Also, this can work with utilities in the future. I mean, these days there are some, let's say, prototypes or first projects in Netherlands or Denmark, and cars allow to grid operator to use temporary these batteries. So if there is some different frequencies, some can be issue in the grid or overproduction, something like that. Basically, these cars, when they are connected and owners allow to use their battery to grid operators, that grid operator can store some energy or take some energy from that batteries, and of course, the owner of that car will receive some fee for it. So this is the future. Together, let's say, and it's a science fiction a little bit, but in the end, maybe in future with autonomous cars, fully electric, we won't care about distance that car can go, because we will just order it like Uber or Bolt, for example. Car will come. From the beginning, car will know where we will go, like 20 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and then car will go to some destination port to charge themselves, or just go to another client and give them somewhere. Yeah, so it's the future, and then maybe we won't care about distance that car can go. Also, there are different types of charging in a different locations. Here you can see at home, basically you will charge your car, you will spend charging maybe 1 minute per day. You will go home from work, from shopping, doesn't matter. You will plug your car to Wallbox to charge in, and that's all. Your car or your Wallbox, or you will choose when car should be charged, with what kind of power, and if only from PV or from the grid. So this can work at home. So you will spend 1 minute per day by charging, because you will plug it, unplug it. Also, a little bit different, it will be at work. Basically, from home you will travel to work, you will park your car and start charging after some identification. Identification can be by RFID card, so standard magnetic card or some chip. Also, it's a little bit new thing. It's called plug and charge. Basically, your car is identification. So you will go with your car somewhere and just plug a cable, and your car will tell to Wallbox or fast charger, it's you. This is billing address. Start charge me, and in the end of month or immediately, there will be some fee or location on your card. So there is no necessary to have a identification card for each charging point. Also, share parking, this is of course connected with at work. So you will pay immediately, or you will pay later, or you have some identification card. I would like to raise first poll from my side. I would like to ask you about inquiries. Do you have inquiries for EV chargers together with photovoltaic projects? I mean, if you have a combination all the time, residential or commercial PV together with charging, or usually they ask you only for PV, or separately only for EV solution, or you don't have any, let's say, inquiries yet. So thank you for answering. I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, let's end the poll. I will share it with you. So 50% have a combination of PV and EV in one project, and interesting thing is, yeah, 14% said only EV, and 1/3, 33% said you don't have any inquiries for EV yet. Thank you. So now I will start with topics like power, accessories, interface, and modes for EV charging. So charging power. Basically, with hybrid car, you can charge your car single phase. There is a smaller capacity for battery. It's like 10-13 kilowatt hours. This is something typical. So here you can see with 7.4 kilowatt. If you use Wallbox, for example, it will be like 4 or 5 hours. Of course, you can skip, let's say, this mode number 3 and do it only in mode number 2. You will have a just smart cable, and you will charge your car a little bit longer with that 3.6 or 2 something kilowatt from single phase. What basically what your cable and your socket allow. Of course, in some cars you can charge it up to 22 kilowatts. More interesting it is in a case of full electric cars. There's example for 58 kilowatt hour car, so it's like from 10 hours to 6 hours basically during night. You can have your car charged, or of course better option during the day when you have a production from PV. Accessories. We have a charging cable. If let's say Wallbox is a public one, usually there is just a socket, so you need a cable. Sometimes you need identification card, and if there is a Wallbox basically without PV, or there is not no one synergy, one system from inverter to Wallbox, you need usually some additional smart meter, of course, some protection devices in switchboard and these things, of course. User interface. You can have a display, you can have a Bluetooth, or of course some internet monitoring via Wi-Fi or from internet. So basically touchscreen, Bluetooth, or internet browser or app. And charging mode, it's maybe more interesting and more important, we will go through in detail later. So basically there is a power balance. So you will avoid some tripping from a switch, from protection of the house. So you will just use maximum of house load capacity. There is also eco mode. So you can use only PV energy or some combination based on your setup. Also power sharing in case you charge more cars. It's usually for commercial segment when you have a garage. You can avoid also some issues with a load, some kind of sharing the maximum load to these cars and time of use, because you can set up when you would like to charge your car during the day, of course. So there is a example of power balance. When you have high consumption at home, you will allow to charge your car slowly. In case you don't have big consumption at home, you can charge your car faster, and all the time you are on the top or on the edge, let's say, of your load capacity, or let's say home grid capacity. Eco mode. So there is example of using only let's say green energy from your own photovoltaic, or there is a combination. I need let's say 80% of my battery in some time. So yes, let's use right now just pure PV energy, and if it's not enough, let's use grid, for example. Yeah, depends on provider. And power sharing, here is an example of let's say some parking spot. When you are alone, you can charge your car faster, and you will charge your car together with other owners a little bit slower. So basically it will be split between other cars, that power output. Time of use. Here you can see when your grid operator provide you the peak and off-peak period during time, so price will be a little bit cheaper for electricity during that part. So you will set up that time in your management, and you will basically charge your car in that time of lower prices. Before we start, let's say, portfolio overview, I would like to raise another pool for you. And it's about AC and DC solution. So if you receive inquiries for EV charging, is it AC, so slower charging, let's say more residential, or it's a DC charging, like DC Wallbox or DC fast charger, or both, of course. Okay, a few more seconds. Okay, I will end the pool and share results. Thank you for that. So 62% answered it's AC, it's slow charging, and 10% said it's a DC, so fast charging, and 29% combination. So thank you for that. And we will go through Wallbox as the first company in our portfolio. Wallbox is a Spain company. It's, let's say, a little bit different from others from our portfolio, because other manufacturers are from inverters. segment. So they are pure EV, and they have in their portfolio several AC wall boxes. Just recently, they announced new Commander 2S. It's without display. I will talk about it later, but now we will go through our current portfolio. All of these wall boxes we have in our stock, and we are focusing on that 22 kilowatt version. So basically, there is no limitation for you. Price is not, let's say, big difference between 22 or 11. So 22. Pulsar Plus, it's the basic one, most popular. So it's a 3-phase, and there is a cable with 5-meter length and connector type 2. Usually, let's say, location is at home. Then there is copper SB. You can use it also at home, but it's without cable, so it's for, let's say, more users usually. So you have your own cable. So we see it as a more commercial solution. And then there is Commander 2, which is let's say similar solution like Pulsar Plus, but with display. There is also cable, and you can use touchscreen as a pin with pin code, and of course there is also that mobile app that can be used and everything. Just it's a nicer and for maybe luxury solutions. When we go through these modes and features, so you can see all of them that we already spoke are there. Just regarding payment integration, of course, in Pulsar Plus, it's for residential solutions, so you don't have let's say payments for that. This is how it's look like when you have payments. You don't need a terminal in that device. You can do it by mobile app and pay it online basically. So this is example of Wallbox. Then we will go through Solax portfolio, which is our inverter supplier for residential inverters, also with ESS and commercial segment. Basically, we have orders for single phase up to 7.2 kilowatts, 11 kilowatts 3-phase, and we will receive also 22 kilowatts. These two that are displayed here, we will have them in stock in November, and 22 kilowatts should be now in end of September basically. There is a cable together with that wall box, and you can use it at home or of course at work. There are features mentioned, so you can use everything except power sharing. So in these cases would be necessary to have some kind of limitation, not from Wallbox point of view, but upper level limitation. By the way, this presentation you will receive in a email after this webinar today, so you can go through later. Here is a diagram with current transformer and without one, how it's connected, and how it communicate with your car, with Wallbox, and with smart meter. Regarding SolarEdge, they have in their portfolio right now 2 Wallboxes with cable. and one with socket. We also focus on three-phase 22 kilowatts. So of course you can reduce that power output. First EV charger is that we have ordered, and you can buy it from us. It's a basic one, residential, without RFID reader, because we thought this is for residential and you don't need that reader, so more to a residential segment. And then they have totally new Wallbox, which is with socket, so it's more for work or public places. We also pre-ordered for you, so you can expect new deliveries in a Q1 next year. So there are features, and these features will be available after update firmware. Yeah, so for sure we will, I mean, our technical department can share with you if you have interest some details later. Regarding Fronius, we have these wallboxes in our warehouse. Fronius in their portfolio has a solution called Home, which is, let's say, standard wallbox mounted on a wall. It's 11 kilowatt. You can see three-phase. And then they have, let's say, mobile version. It's called Go. So basically, you will take this wallbox with you if you travel somewhere, and you connect that socket to three-phase 400 volts plug, basically. So it's up to 22 kilowatts, and yeah. Later I will speak about new Fronius solution. So here you can see the features. So basically Home is more advanced in these cases, and later I will tell you about the new version that's coming. And this is the connection. This is the solution of Fronius. So it's via Modbus with smart meter, so that there is connected that I mean between inverter and smart meter, and then there is a connection via VLAN, via Wi-Fi with internet. So inverter to internet, and also wallbox to internet. Now I will raise a last pool from my side. It's about power output. Which power output of EV chargers is preferred for your projects from your clients? 7.4, 11, or 22 kilowatts. Yeah, so I will wait a few more seconds. Okay, thank you. I will share it. So it's 55% answers was 11 kilowatts, 36% it's 22 kilowatts, and 9% 7.4. Okay, thank you for this information. And I will go to let's say new products that are coming to our portfolio. So 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there were first information about new watt pilot from Fronius 2.0, and last week was Fronius sales, let's say, event for customers. Solarity participate in this event in Austria, and this new wallbox was presented. Design is almost same, it's just some small changes. The new changes are better IP protection. There is also better Wi-Fi, better Bluetooth and better Wi-Fi, and that feature that if you don't have enough energy from PV, so three-phase charging is not not okay to use. Let's say charger, this Wallbox will automatically switch to single-phase charging, basically. So there will be still, let's say, home and go solution. Yeah. Also, Huawei announced they will have a Wallbox. It will be available from let's say this fourth quarter to deliveries. We are waiting for final data sheet and for prices, but it will be with socket, and there are two versions, 7 kilowatt and 22 kilowatts. Basically, we will focus on that second one, 22 kilowatts. Advantages also that if there is no enough energy from PV, Wallbox will automatically switch from three-phase to single-phase charging. Yeah, so all modes are supported. Now we will go, I mean, just I will try to introduce you this also totally new Wallbox. It's called Commander 2S. It's a new Wallbox available from October. I will pre-order for you. It's similar to previous version Commander 2, but without display. So it's cheaper, but it's also with that feature of changing PV charging from PV from three-phase to single-phase if it's necessary, and also there are some that split it energy from different. I mean, the load will still be protected. So if you have more chargers in a parking spot, basically there will be a reduced charging for each single car. Right now we are in the end of our webinar, and we will go to Q&A section, because I saw there is a question. So Radovan Krejci, do I need to add another meter apart from PV smart meter? Basically, if you have already PV, from same, let's say, manufacturer, so Fronius, SolarEdge, Huawei or Solax, there is not necessary to have some specific smart meter for this Wallbox. But if you would like to use, for example, Wallbox from Wallbox, you need this additional smart meter. So basically that smart meter will know overproduction, what is not consumed in house from PV, so that smart meter knows let's say how many energy he can use for charging car. So thank you for this question. Some more questions from your guys. I will wait a few more seconds. If not, for sure you can contact us later. Here you can see our contacts. Also, yeah, so there is maybe one more, but it's in Hungarian. So my colleague will get in touch with you and will answer you. So regarding this webinar, you will receive it by email later from our marketing department. And thank you that you participate. I hope we will see each other soon in some Solarity event or in some another webinar. maybe for modules, inverters, or for ESS. So thank you for it, and have a nice day.